Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for joining today. So I'd like to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can complete the overview of the 8th canto, final 2 chapters, 23, 24. And it's really Lord's mercy that He's allowing us to drink the nectar of the śrimad-Bhagavatam. This is one of the most amazing verses spoken by Sukaracharya.
Mantratas tantratas chidram desha kalaraha vastuta sarvam karatu karuti nishchidram anusankirtanam tava. There may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulative principles, and moreover there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person and paraphernalia. But when your Lordship's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless.
Very, very good. Thank you so much, Riyaj. So really important mantra that Sukaracharya spoke to Vamandev, and Vamandev accepted this. So sometimes many times we may not be able to chant the mantras properly or do even the bhakti properly because of Kali Yuga. So many obstacles are in the way. So many discrepancies are there. But the beauty of the Lord is that His holy name, when it's chanted, all these discrepancies are ignored. They become faultless. So very, very powerful mantra, powerful verse from the Bhagavatam. So this chapter 23 is entitled "The Demigods Regain the Heavenly Planets." So in summary, Bali Maharaj, along with his grandfather Prahlad, entered this planet Sutala, and how the Lord allowed Indra to re-enter heavens. So Bali Maharaj appreciates mercy of the Lord. The great soul Bali experienced that the highest gain in life is to attain devotional service under the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet in full surrender. Being fixed in this conclusion, his heart full of ecstatic devotion and his eyes full of tears, he said he was eager to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord within the mind. But he actually couldn't offer obeisances when Vamandev first came to the sacrificial arena because of fear of what Sukaracharya and the other demons would think. He was a natural devotee, but because he's born in a family of demons, he had to observe the etiquette of the demons. Yet Bali marveled how his attempt, even though a demon, was as successful as those pure devotees. And also he was so successful that he got success which was never achieved even by the devatas or the leaders of the various planets. So Bali Maharaj attained such incredible mercy of the Lord. So the Lord takes only the essence of the devotee's attitude, the Bhav Grahi Janardhan. Even though externally devotees may not render full service, if however they are internally sincere and serious, the Lord welcomes their service nonetheless. Sometimes situation is like that. Family situation perhaps, that you can't necessarily put your heart and soul into it. But if there's sincerity and seriousness, the Lord will compensate for any deficiencies. Then Bali Maharaj offered his obeisances first to Lord Vaman, and then to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. Thus, he was released from the bondage of the Nagpasa. the ropes of Varun, and in full satisfaction, he entered the planet known as Sutal. So this is the glory of Bali Maharaj. Thus, the Supreme Lord satisfied the desire of Aditi and reinstalled Lord Indra. Prahlad Maharaj, being aware of Bali's release from arrest, then described the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Lord in this material world. Prahlad Maharaj praised the Supreme Lord's kindness towards the demons, which has never been achieved even by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or even the goddess of fortune. So the demons were actually very fortunate because of Bali and because of Prahlad. Lakshmi and Prahlad Maharaj wondered how the rogues became the recipients of the Lord's mercy. He praised the Lord for creating this material world, for being equal to everyone, and for being extremely liberal to the devotees, just like a desire tree. Indeed, Prahlad Maharaj said that the Lord is kind not only to his devotees, but also to the demons. In this way, he described the unlimited, causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Vamandev reassures Prahlad. The Lord said to Prahlad that good fortune will come onto him, and for the time being, to go to the place known as Sutal, where Prahlad Maharaj went, to enjoy happiness with his grandson and other relatives and friends. Because of his transcendental bliss due to personally seeing the Lord, he, Prahlad Maharaj, will have no further bondage to fruitive activities. Then, with folded hands, Prahlad Maharaj offered his respectful obeisances unto the Lord. And after circumambulating the Lord, he also entered the planet Sutala in accordance with the Lord's order. Normally, that's considered to be one of the lower planets, but actually, even there, the demons enjoy great opulence. So then the Lord, he questioned Sukracharya. He ordered Sukracharya to describe Bali Maharaj's faults. What did he do wrong? And his discrepancies in executing the sacrificial ceremony. So he said, Vamandev said to Sukracharya, if he's done something wrong, then his wrongdoing can be nullified in the presence of the qualified Brahmins. So see, the Lord is so kind. He wanted Bali Maharaj's any mistakes to be cleared. But then Sukracharya became free from fruitive actions by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Normally, he was a guru of the demons, and hence he would be generally advising against service to the Lord. But now he became free of that mentality and explained how the chanting of the Lord's name can diminish all the faults of the conditioned soul. So that's that verse. If one has fully satisfied the Lord, then where is the chance of discrepancies or faults in his performance of sacrifice? So now Sukracharya is understanding that what Bali Maharaj has done is perfect. And therefore, there may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulatory principles. And moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person, and paraphernalia. But when the Lord's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. And then he joyfully completed Bali Maharaj's sacrificial ceremony. So Vamandev wanted that sacrifice to be completed. Bali Maharaj started it. Vamandev ordered Shukracharya to finish it. And he happily did so. Vamandev accepted as master, I think. All the great saintly persons accepted Lord Vamandev as the benefactor of Lord Indra because he had returned Indra to his heavenly planet. They accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the maintainer of all the affairs of the universe. Being very happy, Indra, along with his associates, placed Vamandev before them and re-entered the heavenly planet in their aeroplanes. So Lord Vamandev also went to heaven with them. Having seen the wonderful activities of Lord Vishnu in the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj, all the demigods, saintly persons, Pitas, Bhutas, and Siddhas glorified the Lord again and again. Those who hear about this are certainly freed from all the results of sinful activities. When these pastimes are remembered, any ceremony, like a wedding or a social occasion, birthday, becomes auspicious. So this is wonderful pastimes of Vamandev. And any questions, any comments?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
you know what happened to Shukracharya after that when Bali Maharaj and everybody went down to Sutala? What happened to him? I don't think he went down there.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think he generally resides in the heavenly planets. Generally in the heavenly planets. So he would have gone back to the heavenly planets. Him and Brihaspati, they're all sort of like
Shukracharya, okay.
together. But he's the advisor for the demons.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened to him? No, he would have gone back to heaven and he would have started advising the demons again, continued with his seva. It's his service.
Okay, so where were these demons in Bali Maharaj living? Where were they?
Sutala. That's in the...
Oh, not now, but before.
Before they occupied heaven.
Yeah, they occupied heaven after conquering Indra, isn't it?
Yeah.
After
Before,
Swarglok.
yeah, Swaglok. Before that, they would be in the lower regions. Probably not Sutala. Sutala is a very, very
Yeah, not
beautiful.
Sutala, no.
But there's other lower planets. They would be in those. Yeah.
I thought Vamandev went as a gatekeeper for.
That's right.
But now here it says he goes back to the.
Now he visited the heavens for a short period of time.
Okay.
Because the demigods took him there. They took him to their home to thank him. But then he went to Sutala. He's eternally there. Well, not eternally, but he's there for the lifetime of Bali Maharaj.
Yeah. Very surprised. Prahlad Maharaj there as well. So that was something. I never knew.
Maharaj as well. Yeah. Amazing.
Amazing. Okay.
The Mahajans. Yes, Riyanj.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
was Vamandev personally gone to Sutala, or is it Sudarshan that went there?
No, Vamandev himself, personally. The Lord personally went there. Why? Have you read something else?
I've read something like the Sudarshan, Vamandev saying that Sudarshan will be protecting Bali Maharaj.
But what the Lord also said to Bali Maharaj was, you will see me every day. So
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. The
Yes.
Lord sent Sudarshan Chakra for the protection of Bali Maharaj. And he reside there also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that also, what Karuna is saying.
Because Vamandev was a doorkeeper, directly the Vamandev was a doorkeeper. Bali Maharaj can see him every day.
That's the answer.
But the Lord, whenever he comes, he always has his Sudarshan anyway, right? Wherever
Bali Maharaj is very fortunate.
Yeah,
he had Lord with him.
Yes.
Even in lower planetary systems.
Extraordinary. So yes.
Sir, I want to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Many times hear that many people tell that when Vamandev led Bali Maharaj into the Sutal, but everyone sometimes they would tell that Bali Maharaj went into Patal, means we have to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam stories. Or we have to listen
You have to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam,
Yeah.
not to what other people are saying, because you don't know where they've got the information from.
Because I was hearing that in many stories or comics I read while Vaman Dev stories, they will tell that fact are not supernatural.
Oh, no. It's well, it's the same sort of area. Patala and Sutala. They're in the in the lower regions. But here in the Bhagavatam it says Sutala.
Yeah, means we have to listen to Bhagavatam.
Yes, definitely.
Because the devotees describe Bhagavatam.
Yes. Bhagavatam is the authority.
Bhagavatam describes about Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is spoke by Krishna.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. So is that okay, Karuna? Sudarshan, of course, Sudarshan will always be around with Lord Vishnu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this one.
Sevayagna iva rudra rodanam uma vijaham malam atmanastamaha bhajate varnam nijamesha so avayo bhuyat saisha paramo gurur guru. One who wants to be free of material entanglement should take to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give up the contamination of ignorance involving pious and impious activities. Thus, one regains his original identity, just as a block of gold or silver sheds all dirt and becomes purified when treated with fire. May the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead become our spiritual master, and for he is the original spiritual master of all other spiritual masters.
So this is interesting, how we've lost our original identity, and just like gold sheds all dirt when it's purified treated with fire, when we are treated with bhakti yoga, we also become pure again, or gain our original status. Very interesting. So one who wants to be freed of material entanglement should take to the service of the Supreme Lord and give up the contamination of ignorance. So this chapter, final chapter, is entitled Matsya, the Lord's fish incarnations, and it describes this pastime of the Lord, and also describes the saving of Maharaj Satyavrata. So we've
know the story.
Yeah, we've covered it before in the third canto, second canto. So Parikshit Maharaj inquires about Matsyavatar, hearing from Sukadeva Goswami how the Lord took the form of a mere beggar and later expanded himself. Parikshit remembers another unique incarnation, Matsya, in the form of a fish, which as a species is condemned because it's in the animal kingdom. It's not a very clean species, fish, pigs. He wanted to know the purpose of the Lord accepting the abominable form of a fish, exactly as an ordinary living being accepts different forms under the laws of karma. Very interesting. He's relating this Vaman, how come he became a beggar? And then how come the Lord becomes a fish? Yes, Riyansh.
Prabhuji, when you are telling that Parikshit Maharaj he was very he thought that while Lord has took the form of fish and Vamandev, like that. I remember the Varaha story where Parikshit Maharaj also asked there why I remember like that, why he took the form of human.
Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj is very inquisitive. The Supreme Lord expands himself. So this is the answer by Sukadeva Goswami. By Swamsa, these personal expansions, and Vibhi Namsha, his expansions as the living entities. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam. The Lord appears on this planet for the protection of the sadhus or devotees, for the destruction of the miscreants or the non-devotees. He especially descends to give protection to the cows, the Brahmins, the demigods, devotees in the Vedic system of religion. Thus, he appears in various forms, sometimes as a fish, sometimes as a boar, sometimes as the Singh, half man, half lion, sometimes as Vaman. But in any form or incarnation, although he comes within the atmosphere of the material modes of nature, he is unaffected. So Sukadeva Goswami is making it very clear to Parikshit Maharaj. The Lord is not affected by the material situation. This is a sign of his supreme controlling power. Although he comes within the material atmosphere, Maya cannot touch him. He is the boss of Maya. Thus, no material qualities can be attributed to him in any degree. So Parikshit Maharaj has been made very clear by Sukadeva Goswami. Even the Lord may take the form of an abominable animal, but the Lord is never contaminated. He's always pure. He's always a supreme. He's never controlled by Maya. He controls Maya. So this is really very nice comments. And then there's two Matsyas incarnations, just like there's two Varahas. So let's talk about the first Matsya. Like the Varaha avatar, there are two Matsya avatars. Once at the end of the previous Kalpa, when at the end of the day of Lord Brahma, who was sleepy, a demon named Hayagriva stole by using his power of yoga, the Vedic knowledge emanating from Lord Brahma's mouth at the time of annihilation. Therefore, the Supreme Lord took the incarnation of a fish at the beginning of the period of Swayambhu Manu and saved the Vedas, killing the demon. So this was right at the end of Lord Brahma's day, where he then goes to sleep for 12 hours. Yes, Riyansh?
Lordji, you told two Varaha. I remember that time he killed Hiranyaksha. What is the second Varaha avatar?
Again, the earth fell, was displaced again. But I can't remember why it was displaced. I don't think it was a demon.
I can't understand. First time only Varahadev came to rescue Earth. Again, Varahadev came to rescue Earth.
Yeah, that's his wife, Bhumi Devi. So whenever she's in trouble, he comes, especially when she's fallen into the water. He comes and he rescues her with his tusks. That's his speciality. So yeah, in one color, once he comes white, and the other he comes red. So interesting. But I can't remember the second, why he comes second time. But yeah, you can do some research and let us know. Then the second Matsya avatar comes in the Chakshush Manvantara. During the reign of Chakshush Manu, there was a king named Satyavrat. So we know this pastor, who was a great pious ruler. To save him, the Lord appeared as the fish incarnation for a second time. King Satyavrat later became the son of the sun god and was known as Shraddhadev. He was established as Manu by the Supreme Lord. To receive the favor of the Supreme Lord, King Satyavrat engaged in austerity of subsisting only on drinking water, only by drinking water. Once, while performing this austerity on the banks of the Kartamala river and offering oblations of water with the palm of his hands, he found a small fish. So he was paying oblations to the water. He picked up some water and there was a little fish in there. And the fish was a talking fish. And he appealed to the Lord, please protect me. Keep me in a safe place. And the king, he was amazed. He didn't know that this fish was the Supreme Lord, but he was very kind-hearted. And as a king, he gave shelter to the fish. He kept him in a water jug, but the fish grew very quickly, being the Supreme Lord. And he wanted to show his potency to King Satyavrat. So he immediately expanded his body, such a way that he could no longer be kept in a jug of water. So this is the fish. This is Satyavrat Muni. So King Satyavrat. The king then put the fish in a big well, but the well was also too small. So this Matsya expanded himself. Then the king put the fish in a lake. Can you imagine a lake? Huge. But the lake also was unsuitable because, again, the fish expanded. Finally, the king put the fish in the ocean. But the fish, Matsya said to the king, there are very powerful and dangerous sharks that will eat me. Please protect me. Don't throw me in this place. So then the king understood that this is no ordinary fish. Oh, it's Satyavrat praise to Matsya. King was no.
Satyavrat prayers to Satyavrat. I can't
Okay,
understand. Satyavrat.
Matsya. I was just testing if you guys are alert, awake. And Jayanti is doing.
I am attentive.
Good boy. So he requested the Lord to describe his incarnation as a fish. He tried to understand, why have you come as a fish? Satyavrat said, it is to show your mercy to the living entities. Is it? No, that you have formed, you have assumed the form of aquatic. Sorry. O my Lord, O Master of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, O best of enjoyers, Lord Vishnu, you are the leader and destination of surrendered devotees like us. Therefore, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was pleased with the king, and he told him that in a week's time, there's going to be an inundation throughout the universe. It's going to be flooded. And that I will come to protect you, along with the rishis, the herbs, the seeds, other living beings. I will bring a boat, and you should attach the fish's horn by means of the Vasuki serpent to the boat. And pulling the boat, the Lord Matsya will shall travel in the water of devastation until Brahma's night slumber is over. After saying this, the Lord disappeared. King Satyavrat offered respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord and continued to meditate upon him. Yes, Riyansh?
While you are telling that the Lord predicts that the flood will come during the devastation while Brahma was sleeping, I am remembering that Jayadev Goswami wrote first poem.
Very
First
nice.
chapter.
Do you remember it by heart? No,
I don't know, but what I can see and sing.
Anyway, don't worry. You're cutting out, so don't worry. Now, this is quite unusual, what happened, because the first avatar, he came before Satyavrat was Swayambhava Manu, the first Manvantara. But now, Chakshush Manvantara, is halfway through Brahma's day. I think he is the 6th Manvantara, 6th or 7th. So it's halfway. It's not the time for Brahma to go to sleep.
It must be 6 because at the moment it is the 7th Manvantara, isn't it? 7th Manu.
Yes, so you're right. It's right. You're right. 6th. Well done. Well done. So very unusual. This particular devastation, Pralaya, took place not during the night of Brahma, but during his day, in the Chakshush Manvantara, 6th, as you said, of the 14th Manvantara. At the end of every Manvantara, there is not necessarily a devastation. No, it's just a smooth transition. But at the end of Chakshush Manvantara, the Lord, by his illusory energy, wanted to show Satyavrat the effects of devastation and teach him knowledge, just as he taught Markandeya detachment by showing him inundation. So by the Lord's will, an untimely devastation took place. Since the flood covered the 3 worlds and appeared like nightly devastation, Brahma went to sleep for some time. He had a nap, following the Lord's desire to have pastimes. This short period is regarded as Brahma's night. So this is quite interesting, how the Lord adjusted the situation according to what he wanted to teach to Satyavrat Muni. So this is the flood happening. The boat is there. Oh, okay. In the due course of time, annihilation took place. Gigantic clouds pouring incessant water swelled the ocean more and more. Thus, the ocean began to overflow onto the land and inundate the entire world. The king saw a boat coming near. So this is the boat. Must have been an amazing sight.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
If a pralaya comes, then we don't feel that the pralaya is coming.
You will.
Oh, Prabhuji, we will feel the pralaya.
Floods.
Floods, you'll drown.
Yeah.
You'll be drowning.
And don't have that desire. Markandeya Muni, he wanted to see the devastation, and the Lord showed it to him. And later he was regretting, why did I have such a desire to see the devastation? Because it was hard. Anyway.
Very dangerous.
Very
dangerous than our material world floods.
Yeah, that's right. The king saw a boat coming near. Then, thus he collected herbs and creepers, and after boarding the boat with learned Brahmins and saintly persons, King Satyavrat meditated, as advised by the sages, upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At that time, a large golden fish appeared in the ocean of inundation. The fish had 1 horn and was 8 million miles long. That's a big fish. Whew. Following the instructions formally given by Supreme Personality of Godhead, the king anchored the boat to the fish's horn, using the serpent Vasuki as a rope. Being thus satisfied, he began to offering prayers to the Lord. So this is Matsya coming, and Satyavrat is praying, offering prayers. And then he's attaching the snake Vasuki to the horn, and the boat is being carried by the Lord. Another wonderful picture here. Must have been an incredible sight.
Prabhuji, how many miles is Matsya Avatar? You told 84?
8 million. 8 million.
Oh, 8 million.
8 million. Long, big ship.
It is bigger than our whales.
Oh.
Whales is nothing.
Yeah. So Satyavrat then praises Matsya. The king said, I accept that the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme spiritual master. By rendering service to the Supreme Lord, one becomes free from false desire for happiness. May my Supreme Spiritual Master cut the knot of false desires from the core of my heart. Your Lordship gives knowledge that is eternal, and intelligent persons receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. My Lord, you are the supreme well-wishing master, friend of everyone, the dearmost friend, the controller of the supersoul, the supreme instructor and giver of supreme knowledge and fulfillment of all desires. O Supreme Lord, for self-realization, I surrender unto you. These are really nice prayers. Matsya enlightens Satyavrat. While moving in the water of inundation, the Supreme Lord, situated in everyone's heart, taught Maharaj Satyavrat and the saintly persons about Vedic knowledge, the spiritual science known as Sankhya Yoga, along with the instructions contained in the Puranas, mainly Matsya Purana, that's his own Purana, and the Samhitas. King Satyavrat took his next birth as Vaivasvat Manu, who is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Vivaswan Manave Praha. The sun god spoke the science of Bhagavad Gita to his son Manu. Because of being the son of Vivaswan, this Manu is known as Vaivasvat Manu. Anyone who hears this Bhagavatam, this chapter, is delivered from the reactions of sinful life and will certainly have all his ambitions fulfilled and undoubtedly return home back to Godhead. So this is the end of the canto. And any questions, any comments?
I think it must have stayed in the like that in the ocean for so many millions of years, isn't it? While Brahma slept.
Yeah.
So it means the Satyavrat and everybody had a long
life.
longevity.
Yes, the Lord gave them as long a life as they needed to see out the devastation. But it wasn't a full night of Brahma. It was a nap, a short period of time. But of course, even 1 second of Brahma is 100,000 human years. So even a 5-minute nap is a long time. But it wasn't a full night. It was a short night.
And this is similar to Christianity, like Noah's Ark.
Yes. Very good point. Yes. Very interesting how it's so similar to that. Very true. Very true. Okay. Anything else, Naliben?
One thing I was just thinking of, this Matsya Avatar was the first avatar, wasn't it? Why did he come at this stage after Vara Avatar?
Yeah, no, Kach Varaha. So Matsya came first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Matsya Avatar came first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Avatar came first, and then
Kach, then the the tortoise, and then Varaha. Yeah. But it depends. Sometimes the Lord, in different, Bhagavatam is not necessarily a historical account. No. It is more devotional account. So sometimes the timelines don't exactly fit.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, depends on how Parikshit Maharaj is asking the questions. That's how we've got the knowledge.
Yeah. I'm sure people have done a timeline, exact timeline. So. Very good. Thank you, Naniben. Anything else, Naniben?
No, I'm okay.
Anybody else? Maitri Rishi, anything you wanted to share?
No, Prabhu, it's okay.
Okay. So, Indulekha Maji, you can take us through the lessons.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lessons from Canto 8, Chapter 1. If you want to listen to the pastimes of the Lord to perfect this human life, we should inquire submissively from a bona fide spiritual master and carry out the instructions dutifully. Chapter 2, we are all living in the delusion that our wealth and family members will save us at the time of danger. But actually only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can rescue us at all times. Chapter 3, our ultimate goal of life is to understand that we are all caught up by the eternal time and we may die at any moment. So we should take care of we should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can save us from the struggle of this material world. Chapter 4, if ever we are cursed by great personalities, we should accept it as blessings in disguise, because at the end, the outcome are very beneficial. Chapter 5, in this material world, possessing too much wealth is risky because one may become puffed up and may not care about others. Thus, one may commit offenses and may fall down. Chapter 6, it is nice to welcome others to our place, even if they are not our friends. We should try to welcome them, and we should try to know their intention as it could be for our own good. Chapter 7, at times we are not happy with what comes our way, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, but the Lord has his own plan for us. Chapter 8, sometimes we may think that we are the controller of our lives, but we are controlled by desires. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a true controller. Ishvara Parama Krishna, the Supreme Controller, is Krishna. Chapter 9, the Lord always protects his devotees, even though both devotees and non-devotees may be performing the same activities in the same field, but the devotees achieve better results at the end. Chapter 10, it doesn't matter how powerful some living entities may be, but if they don't take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are never successful. Chapter 11, everyone is struggling to exist in this battlefield of life, thinking of power only, but no one is independent, since everyone is subject to the material nature. Chapter 12, to be freed from the dualities of material desires, one needs to simply engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without any personal desire for sense gratification. Chapter 13, many people use different kinds of yoga practices to achieve some success in life, but all these are temporary. Our ultimate goal should be to attain the favor of the Lord. Chapter 14, this present age is an unlimited ocean of faults, and our eternal occupational duty is to serve the Lord, who will surely liberate us from the miseries of this material world. Chapter 15, if one pleases a spiritual master, one can become very opulent, but if one disrespects one's spiritual master and disregards his instructions, one definitely loses all opulences. Chapter 16, sometimes due to attachment, even highly elevated souls in the household life praise to the Supreme Lord for some sense gratification, forgetting that they are temporary. Chapter 17, when one surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, one surpasses the influence of the material energy because the Lord gives one the intelligence by which one is sure never to fall down. Chapter 18, if we try to understand that the appearance and disappearance of the activity and the activities of the Lord are transcendental, then we may become liberated and we may be transferred to the spiritual world. Chapter 19, the special favor of the Lord towards his sincere devotee is that he takes away all the material possessions so that the devotee becomes fully dependent upon the Lord. Chapter 20, the duty of a guru is to take his disciple back home, back to Godhead, so that the disciple can be freed from the bondage of material existence. Chapter 21, we should pray to the Lord to allow us to take birth in a devotee's family because they are always engaged in devotional service, thus giving us the opportunity to rise higher. And chapter 22, human life is meant for self-realization and not for sense gratification, which increases the material illusions and which are sources of perpetual sufferings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Very good. So instructions, Nanivan, you can
you can just read them out.
Read, and anything you'd like to add, you can add as well.
Instructions so far, chapter 8, chapter 21. When Bali Maharaj instructed his followers, O Viprachiti, O Rahu, O Nemi, please hear my words. Don't fight. Stop immediately, for the present time is not in our favor. And further, the supreme time factor, which represents the Supreme Person, was previously in our favor and not in favor of the demigods. But now, at the same time, factor is against us. At times, we may have realized when circumstances are not favorable. Chapter 22. Srila Prabhupada's comment in the purport. Bali Maharaj took pleasure in understanding how the Lord will treat his devotee to glorify the devotee's position. It is said that God is good and that this is a fact. Whether he cheats or rewards, he is always good. From this, we should understand that everything ends up for our ultimate good. Hare Krishna.
There's more.
Oh, that's all, sorry. Chapter 23. The Lord is so merciful, however, that although Bali Maharaj did not actually offer obeisances, but only endeavored to do so within his mind, Supreme Personality of Godhead blessed him with more mercy than even the demigods could ever expect. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Swalpam apya asya dharmasya trayate mahato vayat. Even a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of the fear. And Prahlad Maharaj confirms in his verse, O Supreme Shelter of everyone, great personalities like Brahma enjoy their perfection simply by tasting the honey of rendering service at your lotus feet. But as for us, who are all rogues and debauchees, born of an envious family of demons, how have we received your mercy? It has been possible only because your mercy is causeless. And Srila Prabhupada explains further, this Kanishka Adhikari or neophyte devotee is therefore advised to visit the temple every day and see the form of the Lord regularly. Thus the neophyte devotee can be freed from the bondage of fruitive activities. Chapter 24. According to this verse in this chapter, one who narrates this description of the Matsya incarnation and King Satyavatra will certainly have all his ambitions fulfilled, and he will undoubtedly return home back to Godhead. We are instructed to read about, hear, and narrate this pastime of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Nariman. Very beautifully read. And you'd like to share anything?
No, I'm quite impressed with the Bali Maharaj and sort of is 100% pure devotee, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surpasses even those who are devotees, because devotees are 100% devotees. But him being a demon, he became 100% devotee. That is something.
That is something.
Yes.
Born in a family of demons, yeah. Because
Yeah.
the association was always bad, you know. His friends were the demons. And his guru was the guru of the demons and giving him opposite advice. He had nobody was with him. Of course, his wife was more smarter than he is, but even then, nobody, he was alone. And yet, he did amazing. Like Prahlad was on his own, completely on his own. But his guru was amazing, Narad Muni. Whereas Bali Maharaj, even his guru was against him. Even his guru cursed him. So Bali Maharaj is extraordinary. So yeah, good lessons to learn from this one. And it's nice to end the 8th canto. 8th canto, Bhagavatam ki jai.
Abhinandan Prabhu ki jai.
Everybody ki jai. And Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much for